Hi there, it's Jen, and thank you for joining me today. Today I have a project for you from the Seven Kids Craft Store new release, which was in October. So it has some sets for use for Christmas. So they're really super cute sets. And when I saw these sets, I just absolutely love. My favorite's probably this little snowman. It's just so adorable. But I'm going to be using these sets. What are the sets? Frosty Fairies and Santa's Helpers. And so I'll be using the little snowman, of course, and then the tree, and then the Santa Claus, and he's going to be holding one of the little stars. But these sets are awesome. All of them in this release are actually, because they mix and match so well together. So I went ahead and I colored these off screen. I colored the tree and the snowman in watercolor, and then the Santa in Copics, because I kept bleeding my colors with my watercolors, especially doing those white areas. And so it was just a little bit easier to use my Copic Child markers. So I am going to do 3 different panels that are just really super simple and easy. These are very quick cards to put together. And so I'm going to put a different sentiment on each card. And so the panels that I'm using are actually Arteza watercolor panels. I don't like the Arteza watercolor panels to do watercoloring really, and so I use them a lot for backgrounds. They're really great for that. And so I am going to heat emboss this first sentiment, and I'm taking the words ho ho ho, and I have stamped those up with my Versamark. And then I am taking an embossing pen, and I'm just making some kind of line decorations around the sentiment, and then I will heat emboss in white. And then I switched over to black embossing because I wasn't sure how well those small lettering would come out with the white embossing powder. So I just, to be safe, I just went ahead and used my VersaFine Black. So for all of my cards today, I am using one of my favorite products ever, and that is, some people call them watercolor powders. I tend to call them shimmer shakers. But they're one of my favorite products ever. Any brand, any kind, I just think they're all wonderful. I am using the Lindy's brand today. So these are Lindy's magical shakers, I believe. And the first color that I used was Cuckoo Clock Cardinal. And so this is going to be the card panel that is going to have the Santa Claus on it. And so for this one, I sprinkled the powder first and then sprayed it down. And then I'm taking just a extra paintbrush to kind of move that around. I wanted the color to be really dark, so I did add a couple of layers of these shakers on that. The second panel is going to be the one with the Christmas tree on it, and so I am using the I don't know how to say this word. I think it's Lederhosen Laurel. And so this is one of my favorite colors actually from Lindy's. I just love the mixtures of the different green colors. I think it's just so beautiful. And I think one of the great thing about the watercolor powders or the shimmer shakers or brushos, whatever you have, is that there are no rules. I mean, I don't really particularly think there are a lot of rules in card making in general, because I think we each have our own style and we do what we think looks good. And I think at the end of the day, it is anything that we create we should be proud of, because we created it and we put a lot of work and a lot of love into it. And so I basically just, especially with these, I just throw some color down on there, put some water on. If I need more color, I'll add more color. If I want more water, I'll add more water. Sometimes I'll use a baby wipe to kind of mop up a little bit color if I get too much. You can put this over texture paste. You can make different textures with stencils or other items. They're really cool to use. And since these panels are warped a little bit, I am using some foam sheets cut down to size and gluing those. I think the foam sheets are an inexpensive alternative to the double-sided tape, I guess it is. Sometimes I get the sheets from scrapbook.com that will cover a 4¼ by 5½ panel just by cutting it down, and so I do use those. But it's a lot easier to use the foam. It's super thin, and I've mentioned I've been using this a lot lately, and so I've mentioned this in several of my videos. This is just the super cheap foam that you can get a stack of at Walmart or the Dollar Tree. Very inexpensive, and it is great for just that little bit of dimension that's not going to cause extra postage in the mail, but it just pops the panel away from the card a little bit, and so I really love using the foam. And then the last part is I am just taking my different stamped images that have been colored and popping those up on my card. I am using some foam squares, and I did splatter these with one of my favorite products, and that is the Dina Wakley white acrylic spray. And so I don't spray it. I have a hard time using the sprayer for some reason, so I just take the top off the bottle and just kind of splatter it on the cards. And that'll do it. 3 super quick and easy cards. These stamp sets are just really darling and adorable and easy to color. And so if you're interested in these, of course, I will have all of the information below for all of the products that I used today. But I hope that you can stop by the 7 Kids Craft Store. Kelly is the owner, and she is one of the nicest people you'll meet. And it's just awesome to support some of these smaller businesses. So I hope you go and check her website out. She's having lots of awesome sales going on, and so I would love it if you would stop by and visit her. As always, if you like this video or found it informative, please go ahead and give a thumbs up. I guess that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.